Hey everyone. Okay, so today I am doing two videos. Just two. And I am so excited to do both videos, but I'm also a little sad because this is the final chapter, like the final book of the From Being Normal to Supernatural series. And when I finished the book, I remember just having so many emotions of relief, but sadness because, again, like, this series has been a part of my life for years. I've been writing these books for years. So for it to come to an end, and then now, like, that I'm finally doing the videos and that's coming to an end is so sad to me. It, like, literally is. But anyways, like, so the story is told in Brianna's perspective again. I originally was going to have Brittany do the perspective, but because this book seems to be more about getting, like, seems to be more about Mikayla, which is Brianna's daughter, and also everything that ends up happening later on in the book with Miranda and her daughter Briaunna. So it didn't feel right. But also there's something in the book that I will not say, but it just causes Brittany to not being able to be there. So it kind of would have been, like, really dumb to, like, have it on Brittany's perspective when Brittany's not even really much, like, towards the ending in the book. Like, she was not taken out. She was not killed. I will say that. She was just, again, like, she was not there at that moment. So it was kind of pointless to put her in that position to tell the story. But also just because, like, the perspective, I don't think she would have been able to tell the perspective of, like, Brianna, the way she felt when her and her mother, like, fight later on in the book and all that stuff. So it's kind of a thing. And also because of how, like, the first half of the book is basically about Mikayla, her daughter, going through things and how she would feel as a mother. Like, yeah, Brittany could give her perspective on motherly thing, but, like, being the mother of that child is kind of a little hard. So yeah, the first half of the book is talking about someone that not only she met off of her parents, because this is someone who knew her dad and her uncles from her dad's side, like her dad's cousins. This is someone that they've known for years and is about the same age as their daughter slash niece. So she tends to be nice to this guy, but he kind of is a little crazy. So he became, like, super obsessive towards Mikayla and began stalking her. At one point kidnaps her. He ends up killing Anakin, Mikayla's boyfriend. And after, like, all that happens, especially Anakin's death, it really affected Mikayla the way you would think it would affect somebody when their spouse dies. And, like, it just really affected her very hard. And Klaus and Brianna didn't know how to go about this because, like, they kind of did, but at the same time, like, Brianna did, but, like, at the same time, like, she got Klaus back. So it's like she also couldn't understand what her daughter was going through because they couldn't bring him back to life. So the thing is too is that not only do they find out that they know that Klaus and them knew him, but he also was friends with Caesar's twin growing up. He grew up with Caesar's twin, and they've been best friends ever since. Like, this guy, the stalker, he was best friends with Aiden. Like, he helped Aiden through stuff. And I later on, like, I think in the 5th book, they talk about what Aiden's been through, which is something that I felt like this character should go through it. He is part of the LGBT community, but also he was violated at a young age. And I don't want to bring that up. I hope this doesn't trigger anybody, but I just felt like this character needed to go through this. And because, like, it's one of those characters where, like, I just wanted Aiden's character to be like that, like that brother that just randomly comes in and you think the worst of them, when in reality it's the total opposite, which I ended up loving. And Aiden eventually, like, he at first is trying to, like, defend his friend's actions, but then when he's realizing, like, there's nothing he could defend, so he decides to ultimately kill his friend because he was messing with his niece. He was messing with Aiden's niece, and Aiden was not happy about that. And he knew he'd rather have done it than for Alan or any of the other guys to have done it. He felt like it was better off for him to do it because he wasn't going to expect it. And I think he would have expected it if Alan did it, if Klaus did it, Caesar did it, like everybody did, and that they weren't going to do it. But Aiden did, and it made me so proud of him because, like, in that moment, it's like he kind of cut him out of his life. Not making a pun or anything, but yeah. And later on, like, the book, like, slowly transitions from the stalker stuff to her grieving to, like, now, like, okay, like, trying to get back to normal after all that she had been through. Mikayla, and then, like, Briaunna struggling to help her daughter through all that because she doesn't know what to say to her. She doesn't know how to handle this. And then, like, not only is Briaunna having to deal with that stuff, but then Miranda, her mother, is, like, literally doing a lot of crazy things. Like, in one chapter, she starts turning every supernatural creature, people that work for her, into stone. She's using a spell to turn them all to stone. And the thing is that she can't undo the spell. Briaunna can't undo the spell, even though she's stronger than her mother. But the spell she did requires a very special person, which I'm excited to talk about this. I will talk about more of it in the second video I'm going to do. And it is that I bring Medusa in. I bring, like, the goddess Medusa, the goddess Hera, and the two gods, Hades and Hercules. And I'm so excited about that. I was, again, like, I will talk about that later on. But to bring them in was so cool. The research I did was so crazy. But yeah. And so basically, like, after the whole Hades and, like, all the gods, the Greek gods and goddesses were talked about, now it just, like, focuses on Briaunna trying to beat her mother. And when she does, she basically ends up having to rule the kingdom that her mother and her stepfather had built and ran. And so she's just like, okay, we're doing this. Like, class, we gotta do this. Like, they need someone to rule them. And she felt like this was the best time for them to do it. But yeah, I will continue talking more about the Hera, Hades, and Hercules things. That is just such a crazy story. I can't wait to talk to you guys about that. But if you guys like these videos, please let me know. Like them, share them, ask me for the links for the books, and I will send them to you. You guys just gotta tell me. Alright, thanks.